Hello everybody, my name is Caretaker and I'm back in the grave, finally bringing you my Five Nights at Freddy's 2 theory video. Now, this is going to have a lot of information, not just theories, but I am going to go over some important theories that I do want to discuss. Before I jump into it, I want to go over a quick disclaimer, and that is, some of the things that I'm posting are factual. I've got them off the wiki, I've witnessed them myself, I have visual evidence to provide, to show my claims. Some of it will also be my opinion. That's just how it is. I'm going to speculate things and I'm going to throw out my own ideas. Now, all I ask is that you please be polite while we're discussing the theories. I have no problem with open debate and discussion. However, I am not afraid to ban you if you are rude, argumentative, and not providing sources, or you're just slinging insults and being a dick to everyone in the chat. Seriously, don't fucking do it or I'm banning you. I want to discuss things, but not in a way that's just going to start fights. Links will be provided in the description and comment section below. So without further ado, we're going to jump into this. Now, I'm going to start off with just some notes and some minor stuff, and we're going to go and talk about the death minigames before we jump into the in-game stuff that we found. So to start off, we're going to start with Foxy Run. Now, there's something important about this one. Just to let y'all know, my voice may kind of change volume or cut in out. It's because I'm trying my best to cut this all together and splice it and talk and keep within a time frame. So I apologize if it's kind of wonky. I'm trying my best. I'm not used to this. But anyway, this is Foxy Run. You can see that the kid at the bottom is sad, and I have no idea why. I guess he's scared. I think he's scared. I don't think he's scared of Foxy. I think that the kids are here against their will, because there's 5 kids. So I think that Foxy's entertaining them until, of course, Purple Guy shows up and kills them. Like, that's my theory. Now, touching Purple Guy here does not do anything. As you can see, I touched him, nothing happened. As it's heard, I'm gonna go run in there. And of course, all the kids are dead. And the Foxy jump scare. And this one is the Take Cake. So this one actually has words. It's SAVEHIM. Now, I think these letters are actually being spoken or thought of, like, in the programming of the Marionette. Like, I think this is kind of like in the Marionette's head or something. And I'll get into that a little later. But I think he's saying save him because I think the Marionette, I think that child up there is the Marionette. And after I show all these little minigames, I'll show why I think that's the case. But I honestly think that's the Marionette. But then here's, the purple guy killing him. And boop, he's all dead. And here comes, and see, the fact that the Marionette pops out almost makes you really want to say that it's definitely the Marionette. So coming up next is going to be Give Gifts, Give Life. HELPTEM. So this especially makes you think that this is the Marionette talking, because he is the one who's helping them right now. Like, this is how he sees him. Like, this is what he sees. Granted, these are just arcade games, but I think this is in some weird way, this is the Marionette telling a bit of a story. Now, there is another jump scare coming up. It's going to be Golden Freddy this time. I think it's Golden Freddy because he's the one who killed these kids, including the kid that you play as, which is the Marionette. I think it's a kid. That's just me, though. And, of course, there's Golden Freddy. And this final one is, I just call it Follow Puppet or Follow Marionette. Now, notice in this one, your eyes actually glow, unlike the one in Take Cake. So this one, I think you're actually under control by the puppet, and that's why you're supposed to follow him. And that's why the game crashes if you don't follow him long enough or you touch a kid. I think what this is, it's HELP. Or this is, sorry, I'm missing words. It's SAVETHEM. He's saying save them. I think the Marionette is coming to Freddy, to the old Freddy, because those are the new animatronics up there. But I think the puppet is somehow controlling Freddy or bringing him to life to try and have him help save the kids. But if you come into this room down here, you can see Mangle, and I got lucky enough to find Golden Freddy. And if you touch the kid, the game ends once you touch the child. So not much there. So now that we've seen all the little mini games, I want to talk about them as a whole. I want to talk about what I find in them. So as you can see on this map here, in Party Room 1, I believe that's what it's called, and the hallway leading to another party room, the stage area and Mangle's room and the puppets room, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dead children. So again, this goes with the whole 5 dead kids theory. Well, not really a theory, but this explains 5 kids are dead. So, and one of them, I want you to pay attention, Mangle is moving around freely and there's a child in her room. Okay, I want you to remember that because it's going to come important when I'm talking about another theory later down the road, namely the bite of 87. So, I think that this entire minigame right here that I'm showing the map for, this is the map for Take Cake, by the way, or not Take Cake, but Follow the Puppet, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this is the minimap where I think it's more about exploration. Now, if you follow the path up there, of course, there's 2 things that can happen. One is you follow, Golden Freddy doesn't always appear there, by the way, but one is you follow the puppet from one of the rooms back to the puppet corner because help them. The puppet or whatever it is wants you to help try to save the kids. Now, something else that can happen, and that's something I really want to discuss, is when the purple guy shows up. Now, this is my own footage, lucky enough. This is the follow the puppet thing. Now, I think there's an alternate ending to this where you can either follow him and the game ends, or you get lucky enough and the purple guy shows up. Now, I'm going to show a sprite later of why it's important to find him. But notice the letters that's going in the background, as I said before. It's save them. I'm thinking the puppet is asking you, or the Marionette is asking you to help save the kids, because he can't do it. And then as you see here, I get the alternate ending, and he shows up, and boom. Now look at the bottom corner. If you didn't catch it, it's right there at the bottom left. As you can see, it says you can't, and you can't save them because they're already dead. Now, if you look at the clip, I'm actually going to show a picture of Purple Guy right now. As you can see, he's got a little golden badge on him. I believe that means he's a security guard. And I'm going to play a little bit of a clip from one of the phone calls that states a previous employee is no longer allowed in or is under investigation, something about that. I honestly can't remember. You'll see it in the call in just a second. I'll let it play right now.
Oh, hey, good job, Night 5. Hey, keep a close eye on things tonight, okay? From what I understand, the building is on lockdown. No one is allowed in or out, especially concerning any previous employees. When we get it all sorted out, we may move you to the day shift. A position just became available. We don't have a replacement for your shift yet, but we're working on it.
So yeah, that was the Night 5 call. Now, I know you're probably wondering, well, maybe the previous position was, oh, that's the bite. That was the bite. The guy got bitten. I don't think that was the case. Because if you want to look at it, I had my brother look some stuff up for me, and according to him, the summer solstice happens June 21st, 1987. Now, when you first start the game, and there's a clip in day 1 where he says, "Hello, welcome to your new summer your summer job at Freddy Fazbear, blah, blah, blah." Now, that would mean that 5 days later would make the 26th when this incident occurred, when the investigation was done, and I've posted a poster up there which shows that the 26th was when the kids were found, or when they went missing. So that would actually match up the time. Now you're probably wondering, why did the checks not match up? Well, the check says 11/20. Well, 11/13/1987 is technically Friday the 13th, so I think it's more of a it's a faux pas, it's a mistake, it's a mix-up on Scott's part to add, because the original one was 11/12XX. That was the original check in 11/13. So I think it's just an homage to the first game, and he didn't really think it through when he said the summer game, stuff like that. But that's just a neat little thing. It's probably just speculation, but I think it was all just a mix-up. But going on to the next thing, I want to talk about why I think the Marionette is actually the child, so we're gonna get right into that. And here you can find the crying child from the Take Cake minigame. Now this is him, this is the animation of him dying. Now that crying looks all familiar, that mask looks familiar. Wouldn't you say it looks like the Marionette? Now this is why a lot of people feel that the Marionette was the first dead child, why he says save him, is because he's trying to say, like, save him, like, save me. But he couldn't say it. I don't know. That's just my speculation. But it also coincides with something from Five Nights at Freddy's 1. And you can see this picture here, where it's the crying kids. This was a poster that showed up in the first one. So I think it's also, it's adding a little something from the first game as well. But there's one other part of the game that has something crying. And that is the Bonnie papercraft thing on the wall. Now, it is also crying. And in the minigame, there was a blood-stained and dead child there. Bonnie, Toy Bonnie. So that might be a thing to that, I don't know. But it's just something that was kind of cool that I was reading up on, and it makes sense, and it just kind of further tries to push that the Marionette might actually be the child. So from here, we're going to start looking into the in-game stuff. Regarding in-game stuff, we're going to start with little stuff first before we jump into the really big theories. And to start off, we're going to look into the unused content. I'm not going to talk about this a lot, but and the video footage from the first game when Scott was showing off how it works, he had lives, as you can see from here. They were also thought to be used in the second game, but he did not use them. He scrapped them. This could mean you had a few chances to beat a night before you had to restart it. You could go back to the same hour or something like that. Or the game was going to be a whole fuckload harder. As you can see here, here's the little live bar thing. This next one is going to be what looks to be an animatronic skull crying. I don't know. I imagine that the life would change to this skull, meaning you've lost that life. But Scott only showed him having one life in the video, so I'm not really sure what that refers to. Now, finally, is this little toxic meter. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. BB might have some time, maybe given you a toxicity because of the helium inside of him or something. I don't know. It could also refer to, since it is in the 8-bit stuff, it could have been all for the 8-bit. Like when you're doing the mini games, you possibly could have lost, or when the purple guy, I don't know, that could mean anything there. So that's just all I wanted to talk about for the unused stuff. Next, we're going to talk about Foxy. This is his death animation. That's what flashes across the screen when he kills you. Now, people have said that he says freedom. Now, I'm going to play a clip from Freddy killing you right now. Alright, so you can clearly hear that they're both the exact same. They're not different. In fact, if you go on the wiki, the only ones that actually have different sounds is Golden Freddy and BB, because BB doesn't really kill you. But yeah, the only one that's got a different audio for that is Golden Freddy. They all have the same scream. It's the animatronic screech and the guy screaming because he's being killed. It's not saying freedom. So yeah. Moving right along, I want to talk about a theory that I had. It's why Foxy doesn't get affected by the mask, and my reasoning. Sorry if you can hear the paper rustling, it's my little notes and stuff. But if Foxy doesn't get affected by the mask because he's being controlled by BB, or being controlled by the Marionette. But, you know, because his eyes are glowing in the third animation, or the third cutscene, the Marionette's eyes are glowing. And like I said, whenever something is glowing, the puppet seems to be involved. So, this is just speculation. This is just something I kind of thought of in my head, talking to my brother and stuff. Now, I'm going to go ahead and counteract my own argument by saying that not only does Freddy's eyes glow, and I'll pop a picture of Freddy's, but Mangle's eyes glow as well. So this means that the Marionette could possibly be controlling more than one puppet or more than one animatronic at the same time through either some means, probably their programmer or something or whatever. But that kind of counteracts my own argument there. I just want to throw both sides. It's still a possibility, but you know, that's just something I want to talk about. Next up, we're going to talk about Freddy. This is a real quick thing regarding the posters and stuff in the game. Now, if you look on the poster here, you can see that Freddy's missing an eye on the left one, in camera 1, and then camera 7, he's missing an eye as well, or his eye looks closed. Not important, I just want to bring that up for maybe anyone can figure that one out. Next up will be a poster that I do think is important. It's 2 posters, and it's Freddy singing, or you can see the kid singing, and then you see Golden Freddy singing below him. Now, we all know that Golden Freddy is a spare suit, so there's no reason why the kid should be drawing this. So that might be alluding to, you know, him pulling the kids away by, you know, hey kid, come with me, and tricking them into the back with that. So, next up, there will be the Mangle, stuff about the Mangle. What I want to talk about is Mangle's gender, and I want to play the Night 3 call real fast. Ready? Just a little clip from it, and I want y'all to listen to it real closely.
They tried to remake Foxy, you know? They thought the first one was too scary. So they redesigned them to be more kid-friendly and put them in kids' code to keep the toddlers entertained, you know. But kids these days just can't keep their hands to themselves. The staff literally had to put Foxy back together at the end of every shift. Eventually they just stopped trying and left him as some kind of take-apart, put-back-together attraction. Now he's just a mess of parts. I think the employees refer to him as just the Mangle.
Well, referring to the Mangle, he's referring to Mangle as Foxy still. I think as soon as Foxy stopped being Foxy and became the Mangle, that's when it was assumed it's a female robot now. So, you know, that's just my thing. She should have been Ladies' Night, and yeah. Now, next up, we're going to talk about the static. The static, for me, is just, from what I found out, it's literally just phone guy going, hello, hello, how are you? And no, it's not Mangle asking how you are. She's not good. She's fucking dead. She's trying to kill you, okay? This is not Foxy 2.0. No, she's trying to kill you. Alright, and I'm going to leave a link in the description below, and I'll put the link and a little picture right here. Here's the link to the video that actually has someone going through all of it and explaining it. And then real fast right here, someone tried to say that the piece in Mangle's neck is Chica's beak because it's missing. That's not true. It is actually Mangle's bow, as you can see from this picture here. Now moving up, I'm going to show a quick shot of the Marionette. Now I'm not going to show this one for long. This is Someone posted this saying they got this on one of the nights. This is obviously Photoshop. The static and the things are from the camera. I'm saying this is Photoshopped. So, moving on to another glitch type thing is night 8. I don't have any footage of this, but I'll leave a link. Here's a picture of its battle athlete. The link will be down in the description below. Now moving on to the last part, which is Five Nights at Freddy's 2 a prequel? I think it's pretty obvious to say that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is a prequel. There's no evidence supporting it. I mean, there's a few loopholes and plot points, but I mean, it happens. I think we can honestly retcon some of the lore from the first game because of the second game. I think this one explains it a bit more, and so that some of the lore in the first one is a little off. So just, we're human. People are human. He probably made a mistake or two. So, but it's definitely a sequel. You know, phone guy talks about going on the night shift, and you go on the day shift. He says that they're going to reopen the restaurant at a later date, and they're going to reuse the old stuff. And I'll show a picture of the news article saying where they're going to do this. It's actually on one of the paychecks, so it's definitely a prequel. And now we're going to move on to the really big stuff. Alright, coming up, I want to talk about hallucinations. Now, there's a lot of them. I want to go over Balloon Girl, Play BB, Marionette Hallucination, Shadow Freddy, Standing Foxy, the Golden Freddy Endoskeleton, Golden Freddy suit itself is hallucination, Shadow Toy Bonnie, as well as 3 special hallucinations that have Eyeless Freddy, Eyeless Foxy, and Eyeless Toy Bonnie. So we're going to jump right into that right now. First one coming up is Balloon Girl. She randomly pops up underneath your desk. No one knows why. She disappears after you pop in the hood. Play BB, as you can see this pic right here, Play BB's on the wall. Now he's not. And now he's in the office. No one knows why he does this. He just kind of pops up. He doesn't hurt you. This Marionette hallucination is when you look at the parts and service room camera. I believe that's camera 7. And if you've let the box run out, you just start smashing the button down, the control the flashlight. You see these 3. There's 1, 2, 3. So those are 3 different Marionette hallucinations. Next up is going to be Shadow Freddy, and I actually have footage of this one, as you can see. And then coming up now is Standing Foxy. Now these are both done in the same manner. You have to wait for all 3 animatronics to leave that room. To get Shadow Freddy, you need to just keep looking at that room and keep bouncing the camera up and down, and he'll pop up. Be careful when you're doing it, because if you drop the camera, he'll disappear. The other one is if Foxy's not in the hallway and all the animatronics are out, sometimes you'll get Standing Foxy and a weird static plays. Up next, we have the Golden Freddy Endoskeleton. Same thing, look at the prize corner after you've let the Marionette out, though. You have to hear dun, 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 that has to be playing. Start popping the camera up and down, and sometimes the Golden Freddy Endoskeleton will show up and be standing there. Now, he can show up in the left vent, as shown in this picture here, but I don't know how to do that one. That one's I didn't figure out. Now, these next ones do kill you, and that's the Golden Freddy suit is a hallucination. It fades out, you know, it kills you. We know that, and much happens. And last one, Shadow Toy Bonnie. Looking at Shadow Toy Bonnie, it will completely crash your game. Make your game will just out, done. So we're not sure why that is. And these last ones are the actual footage of the Foxy one. I'll show this one right now. Just let it play. And then these next two are just gonna be quick pictures. And here's Eyeless Toy Bonnie and then Eyeless Freddy. And that's it for the hallucinations. Before we talk about the big stuff, we're gonna go into the little cutscenes that show up. So I'm not gonna talk much about these. This is the first one you get, I believe, after night 2. You see Bonnie's looking at you, and if you look at the left, no, Chica's looking at you. Now, if you brighten up the picture a little bit, if you look at it, it looks like they're concerned, as you can see. Like, what? Oh my God, where are we? What are we doing here? You know. So, you know, as you said, they've been rebuilt, so they're probably thinking, where are we? What's going on? Because this is probably them just being reactivated. That's just my opinion. But at the end of it, it replays a very important message that we've seen a lot in the other games. I think this is it's me. That's him trying to speak. Now, in this one you see Golden Freddy, and Chica looks fucking freaked. Like, look how scared she looks. And there's Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy looks a little bit concerned, or I think that's just and then see Bonnie's just offline. I think that's because Golden Freddy's the one that killed him. I think that this is through the eyes of the kid in the animatronic. And him going, it's him trying to say, it's me. Like, he's trying to tell his mom, like, Mom, it's me. Why doesn't anyone recognize me? It's me. I'm the kid. And this is all just speculation. There's no real evidence towards it. I just think that would be kind of cool. And then here we find the Marionette. Someone said that this is proof that the Marionette was hiding in the kitchen the whole time. No, this is no proof at all of that. Alright, there's no proof of that right now. Just because the kitchen's camera was cut off doesn't mean it was a Marionette. In fact, I think only Bonnie cuts the camera and BB does, so. And he's following around, and again, his eyes are glowing white, so. I don't really know what to make of this. I guess he might be trying to control you again, or he might be checking in on you. You know, this might mean that he's controlling them. Or this might be him saying, it's me, like, this is him in your programming, like, I'm the one who's brought you to life. But, on to the bite of 87. Now we're gonna get into the big stuff about the bite of 87 now. I'm gonna go first starting with the biter. I think the biter was the Mangle. At first when I heard this, that's bullshit. There's no way, Foxy's the biter. That's where he's out of order. But then I realized that, you know, some of the first game's lore is kind of retconned because of this one. Like, it's gone. He's kind of tweaked a little bit. But, you know, the Mangle is much more likely of a candidate. And I'm going to play a sound clip from the Night 6 call right now.
Hello. What on earth are you doing there? Didn't you get the memo? The place is closed down, at least for a while. Someone used one of the suits. We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it. Now none of them are acting right. Listen, just finish your shift. It's safer than trying to leave in the middle of the night. We have one more event scheduled for tomorrow, a birthday. You'll be on day shift. Wear your uniform. Stay close to the animatronics and make sure they don't hurt anyone, okay? For now, just make it through the night. When the place eventually opens again, I'll probably take the night shift myself. Okay, good night and good luck.
Okay, so what you heard in that one was, and the big thing I want you to pay attention was, stay close to the animatronics. Wear your uniform. Make sure they don't hurt anyone. We have one last event. Now I'm gonna pop up Kids Cove real fast. As you can see, there's balloons in there. There's presents in there. I think that Mangle saw one of the kids being killed and now recognizes the guard as a threat because someone messed with their facial recognition software. So it's possible that the previous guard was actually a killer and he fucked with their sensors. He messed with them so that they wouldn't attack him when he was killing the kids, and something went wrong because they realized it was wrong. They do learn. They're animatronics, I'm assuming. You know, but they can clearly tell something was wrong, and they assume they like I said, the purple guy had a badge on. You're wearing the same outfit. What are they going to do? They think you're going to hurt one of the kids because you're sitting so close to them. You're sitting so close to the animatronics. You get too close to the Mangle, chomp, bites your head off. The Mangle's jaw makes up for it. And the fact that, think about a kid and look at Mangle and Foxy's jaw. They would bite the kid's head clean off. So I'm going to say it was probably the Mangle because Foxy would have been off in the service and parts room. And it's just a lot farther away unless he was in one of the party rooms. I'm going to go with it being the Mangle. Now, I want to talk about who was bitten again. As I said, I think the player was bitten because we don't hear about him in the first game. He was the closest one on the last event that happened. The bite of 87. It was your last day, right? Your last day was that. Why did they have a new guard on night 7? Oh, well, you're gonna be on day shift, and I guess that makes sense as to why there's no new night guard. But I'm gonna say it's because you were bitten. You are the bite of 87. You're the player itself is the reason for the bite. Now that's the only thing else I had to really say about that. As I said, Foxy could be it, but I don't really know. But I'm gonna go ahead and say that no, the biter was probably Mangle. The person who was bit was the player, and Phone Guy is not the murderer, for fuck's sake. Okay, it's not him. He would be in jail right now or bitten. He's not the murderer. Stop saying he is. He wasn't the murderer in the first one. It's just no. You know, so the Phone Guy goes. You know, he says, I'll probably be taking the night shift, but now he kind of has to because they don't have a guard. Or what I want to say is, he might actually have not gone on the night shift. He may have gone on the day shift because he says he goes from opening to close. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, why would you be there at 12 a.m.? What restaurant closes at 12? There's a little gap of time when the store would be closed and the guard would probably be working there, right? So I think that's when Phone Guy's working in the first game, is he's working the day shift. Since you've been bitten, he's working the day shift for you, and he gets killed in that 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. or that 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. time frame is when he gets killed. You know, like I said, they would clean everything out. That's just real hardcore speculation. But, yeah, so that's everything I've got for my theories and stuff. If you want to discuss them, just go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you want to ask a question, I'll do my best to answer it. I will upload all the animations in another video, like all the little cutscenes. I will upload all the death minigames you'll watch, and I will upload all the calls fully transcribed as well. But that's it for my theory video. If I left anything out, let me know. Or you just want to discuss something, I'll drop it in the comments below. I will have all the links and stuff described. Thank you all so much for watching. Welcome to town, everyone.